want the cement on the top of the counter to be between 1 and 1.5 inches thick. So here I got some, looks like 1 1/4 inch thick foam insulation. So I got 2 pieces of that. I just put them on the counter like that. I've got a cut off piece of drywall here. I just lay that on top of the foam blocks, and that's going to give me my depth. So now when I take my forms, I just bring them up to the bottom of that drywall, and then that guarantees that the cement top is going to be a consistent 1 1/4 inches thick. Now around the sink I put a piece of styrofoam. It's the same 1 1/4 inch styrofoam that I used for measuring these forms. And this particular piece of styrofoam keeps the cement from pouring into the sink when I pour the counter, and it gives a nice edge around the sink. Now I'm going for the drop down sink look, so the cement is basically going to come up to the edge of the sink but not go on top of it. And that just basically fits on here like that. And I've prepared the edge with a piece of aluminum tape. That kind of covers up the foamy look, and I've crinkled the tape a little bit to give a kind of like a rough stone sort of texture, which the cement will then form to. And I use the aluminum tape again on the inside of the wood forms in order to give the edge of the countertop a rough stone texture. So I just take my aluminum tape, kind of crumple it up a little bit just to get some texture in there. And once I've done that, I go ahead and stick it onto the edge of the forms. Now when I'm mixing up the cement for the countertop, I'm basically using ready mix bags here. It's just a mixture of sand, gravel, and Portland cement. But in addition to this, I'm also using pure Portland cement. And I'm adding a fair bit more to the cement mixture here, because the Portland cement really bonds the sand together. You'll notice that when you're polishing cement, if you don't have a high enough concentration of extremely fine particles like Portland cement that's adhering the sand together, when you're polishing it, the sand pieces are actually going to break off the surface and you're not going to get a nice smooth polish. So adding a fair bit more Portland cement is pretty important. I'm going to add approximately a 1 to 2 mixture of Portland to ready mix. Once your concrete is cured for about 24 hours, at that stage we can lift the foam out of the sink here. And just be careful when you're doing that, because the concrete is still pretty weak at this stage. So what I like to do is just cut the foam in half with a saw and lift it out in 2 parts, being particularly careful around these thin parts at the front and back of the sink. Then what we're going to do is take a screwdriver or a chisel or something like that, and we're just going to clean up the edges around the perimeter of the sink. You'll probably notice that concrete will kind of flow underneath the foam during the pour, and you'll probably have concrete that goes over top of the edge of the sink here, and we want to get rid of that. Number one, because it looks terrible, and number two, because we want to be able to remove the sink at some stage in the future just in case it needs replacement. So we'll just take the screwdriver and just work around the edges. And we do it at this stage because the concrete is still pretty fresh, so it's easy to break, easy to chip off around the edges. Now after 24 hours, even though the cement is still set up a little bit and it's fairly firm, it's still not strong and it's still in the process of curing. So it's important that this stays moist. So what I'm doing here is I'm leaving the forms on so that the edges don't dry out. Remember, I've got the aluminum tape around the border here, so that's sealing in the moisture. I'm also periodically spraying the surface down every few hours. And that just requires a fine mist of spray here. And that's gonna soak into the cement and make sure it keeps hydrated, and it ensures that you get a full cure with your concrete, which means maximum strength. If the cement dries out rather than curing while moist, you'll end up with a weak, crumbly cement. And that's particularly important during the polishing stage, because if you have a crumbly cement, then when you're doing your polishing at the end, you're just going to be chipping away at the surface rather than smoothing everything down. And if you live in a hot, dry climate, you can also put plastic over top of this, just some vapor barrier type plastic, and that'll lock in the moisture. Now that the cement has had a few weeks to cure, it's time to smooth it. And for that, I'll be using a belt sander and then moving on to an orbital sander. I start off with a fairly coarse grit. I think this is a 36. I'll then move on to finer grits as I get progressively smoother on the concrete. There's lots of different ways you can color concrete. The method I'll be using today this is the first time I've used it. I'm just gonna take some black paint and mix it with some paint thinner to kind of get a thin stain, and I'll dab it on and see what we get. I'm aiming for kind of a black grayish sort of color for this thing, not a consistent tone all the way across, but kind of multi shades like a actual stone would be. I'm just mixing up maybe half and half or thereabouts here, and we'll see what we get. Alright, let's put some of this mix on and see what we get. It's looking like I'm getting a nice dark stain here. A little bit of texture. I just wipe it off here. See a little bit of shading going on. The reason I use an oil-based stain for the concrete is because I find that it penetrates the concrete a lot better than a water-based stuff does. Also, I'm expecting to get spills and stuff on here, and I find that an oil-based finish protects against water spills far, far better than the water-based stain does. So that's about all there is to putting a concrete counter over top your original counter. It's cheap, easy, pretty fast, and it looks great, and it's waterproof. So honestly, you really can't complain about something like this. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll check you next time.